And welcome back to Minnow Cup. Today I am gratefully greeted with Yoshi today, and I am Marshall. So Yoshi, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited to watch these games today and got a good group of teams together, and I'm hoping for some good games.
Honestly, same. Right now, we are just waiting to get the game started and get everybody ready to play some Rainmaker.
Yeah, certainly a mode I'm not very good at, but I'll try my best to give everyone a good insight into the game. It's
I personally think Rainmaker is one of the funner game modes in the game. But
yeah.
Spud
Well, I have
Zones
fun
being
with
on
it.
top.
Sorry, go ahead. I have fun with it too, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it.
No, I completely
Yeah.
understand that. I feel like the maps can be very hit or miss depending on the rotation, really.
Yeah, I mean this one especially that we're coming up with like Crableg, it is a little bit tricky. There's some elevation that makes the map a little bit tricky to go around, especially that ramp on the right hand side of the map when you're pushing can be a little bit annoying to get up. But you know, for all things considered, it's still a decent map. I like it.
I think personally, I think Crableg is one of the better maps in the game. I know some people can say that it's probably one of the worst, but like considering some of the maps that we do actually have like within Splatoon 3's arsenal, this is one of the better ones.
Yeah, I mean I won't name names, not offend anyone in the chat, but I will say there are some maps and modes that do invoke some rage from me every now and then. I will say.
Fair enough. Sorry, guys. I'm just a little bit sick.
It's all good.
And as we can see here, the game is now starting.
Mhm. Let's see what we got for these comps here. All right. Interesting
I,
stuff.
bel I believe I did not get told about the two teams that are playing right now, actually.
I don't know too much about them either, but I will say Explo is an interesting choice. I'm not a huge fan of backlines on these kinds of stages that are a little bit smaller, but wait and see. They can play it pretty aggressively, so it's flexible in that regard. But we'll see what if the choice pays off or not.
Considering the range of pencil, it is actually a really good choice on this map. I just don't know if it's a very good choice on Rainmaker. But if you can make it work, then it's quite a strong weapon to be able to keep a hold on keeping paint on the ground for your teammates, and also
Exactly.
just being able to get those coolers out.
Exactly, and also noticing that the Expo is playing a lot more aggressively and up with the team is a good sign. That shows that they're willing to, take some space, take some initiative, and they're not letting the backline status of the weapon kind of get in the way of that. But you can see here, I mean, just relentless pressure being put up by the yellow team. I mean, this is quite literally a slaughter to put it into,
The lightest way possible.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, ended up
excuse me, purple
being
team. Excuse me. Sorry, my fault. I would say I'm colorblind, but I'm not. Let's.
As we can just see right now, Yellow is currently just creating more space for themselves and really pushing back and getting that Rainmaker towards the checkpoint right now. Yeah, as we can see, they still haven't broken the first checkpoint, so this is them just trying to get themselves ready
Yeah, I think
and to get going. Momentum is very important on this map.
Oh yeah, and I think the main thing there was just kind of waiting to get some of those guys off the elevated areas and try to take some more space through that, and they seem to be doing that with the range blaster and the Explo. It's a very good way of getting those players off those elevated areas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And as we can see here, the Wiper is going ham right now in the spawn, the hammer being brought out, and as they now have taken the lead, they are just taking that Rainmaker really far up there right now and almost getting it up on that podium right there.
Exactly. What Yellow's doing a great job of getting getting the purple team off those strongholds and pushing through those and getting the kills when they can. Really good, and especially with these, with the range, which the range blasters like splash damage, they're doing a great job. A great double kill, by the way, from the blaster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was about to comment on that one actually.
Yeah, exactly. But now a little bit of a stalemate here going on. I guess both teams are just trying to feel out where they can get some space, but purple seems to be, getting through and getting more space efficiently. We'll see. They're going through bridge.
I would say taking Rainmaker over the Greats is probably one of the riskiest situations because you get slowed down greatly.
Yeah,
As
bridge
you
is a
can see, they get taken out by that Trizuka right there from the splatter shot.
exactly. Bridge is just a tough spot. You have a couple of openings. On top of that, you can shoot from underneath. It's a little bit of an open spot, but it certainly can work if you got the right, tools behind it. Just that time, unfortunately, getting up a little short.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me see
I
here.
honestly, personally dislike playing against a Trizuka. If there's a Trizuka on the enemy team, then it's just going to be a bad time if you don't react and keep an eye on the player.
Exactly. You don't displace it as well. I mean, if you're just going to let it sit there and do its thing, I mean, it's going to be very hard to deal with. Throwing some displacement tools, bombs, specials, anything. I mean, they have a wave break, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, though. But, I mean, there's stuff to displace it. I think it's just a better job of doing that in the next push. I think they have it.
Yeah, the vanilla range blaster has the wave breaker on that team. Yeah, you were correct.
See this. It's an interesting bubble. I think I was more self-preservation than anything, but ends up getting a little bit out of it. That's good.
Sometimes the selfish bubbles can be actually very helpful.
That's what I tell my team, and they tell me it's not worth it. So. You know what? I'm going to use your comments when I talk to them next time.
I personally haven't really played with players who play wave breaker or bubble. Really, it's mostly just more aggressive specials.
Yeah,
That's mainly because our team ends up playing a little bit more aggressive to make up for the fact that I play Hydra.
I see. I used to be a Hydra player too, so I completely understand that. But here you see Yellow again. I mean, their defense is really good. I've got to say. I mean, they're giving up a lot of space, but they have the lead to do that, and they're really playing their strongholds well. They're really good at absorbing the pressure here and just kind of taking it. And I think that was kind of the story of this game. They got one good push, and then were able to hold it.
10 seconds left on the clock right now. They can quite comfortably just hold that Rainmaker right there. And as we can see, they take game one. That was a very good game to watch. Yellow having a lot of control basically that whole game, and that really good push that they got mid-game was definitely very favorable for them in the end, as we can see.
Yeah, I'd like to take my comments back about the. Actually, no, never mind. Apologies, thinking about something else here. But no, they did a really good job of displacing I think both the range blaster and the X-Blow, and just kind of, I think they have a lot more. They had a lot more speed on their comp, and I feel like that played pretty well with getting both of those weapons displaced, and then pushing through with the more faster paced weapons that they had up front. I think that was a really well played game by Yellow and Purple. I think it might just be map one, a little bit jittery, a little bit, stressed. I don't know what it is, but I mean, you can always come back. I don't think it's a completely failed idea. I think just kind of learning to take a little bit more pressure, trying to work on not getting displaced as often. I think that will be what the keys to the victory going into map two.
I really do think if you have an even mix between aggressive and displacement on your team when building comps with your weapons, it can be very favorable depending on the map, because there's certain maps, especially smaller maps, which benefit from displacement a lot more because you're able to spot people a lot easier because there's less places to hide, and in general, you're able to essentially trap people very efficiently. Not efficient. I was about to say efficiently.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dog of a word, isn't it? Yeah, no, but yeah, 100% I do agree with that. That's why I actually really liked Yellow's comp. I think it had a mixture of both, and we'll see in the game two how Purple responds to that. That's one of my favorite maps right here, Museum. I will say I'm a huge fan of this.
The two teams that are playing are Alleycats versus Love's Sick Part 3 feat Shing02.
I like this change, by the way, from Purple going to that edit. I really actually enjoy it. I think that'll help them a lot with their pacing, and I think that'll make them a lot more aggressive, especially for Pop. They're going to get it here, as you can see.
Yeah, it's a pretty stable cooler weapon alongside Enzap and Pencil, but it's also very good at taking care of people Shing02 having the high DPS kill time too.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And as you can see here, you know, unfortunately, again, it just seems that every time they take space, they seem to not be able to hold it for very long, as Yellow has been kind of dominating in that regard. But we'll see going forward if they're able to adjust.
As we can see here, Alleycats right now are taking that first podium and also continuing to push forward with that Rainmaker right now, stopping Lovesick really from stopping their push. But as we can see here, the Rainmaker Hood does go down, and they are currently 3 down with their pencil still in mid right now, trying to hold mid, but of course taken down by the Rainmaker holder, but they still have their cooler active, so that teammates are able to hopefully try to get back in. But as we can see, they are not very successful, and they have taken the first podium as they continue to triumph forward.
Exactly, and I was going to say something from Purple recently that they should probably be working on staying together more, but I like this. They're pushing as a team, they're taking space as a team, and you can see here it's working out to their benefit extremely here. I mean, even if the push ended, it was a great push by them. It was a great way to get out of spawn and kind of take points. I think more of that going forward will be a really good sign for them. Yellow, I think what they can keep doing this, what they've been doing right now, the way they've been playing is good. Just making sure to not get separated like they did on that kill, and yeah.
Both of the players on Alleycats right now really did sniff out that carbon user, but unfortunately the spot shot did have to go down. Rainmaker has been reset, which means it's in completely neutral ground now, so it's just working on both teams trying to take that Rainmaker and get more points on the board.
And it's right now just who's going to break through first. And as you can see here, I think the purple team is about to do that right now. You see the strikes coming down, you see the splashdown. They're just kind of going in and just rolling over, it seems, the yellow team here.
Lovestick is currently still trying to push the Rainmaker forward right now, and is unfortunately taken down. But as Alleycats are 2 down and currently still respawning, they are also trying to get that Rainmaker slowly inch further forward, but unfortunately get taken down and pushed back.
Yeah, this is a tough part of the map to put on. The enemy team always has a bunch of different, strongholds they can play, and an interesting drop. I'm not quite sure the plan there, but kind of just gives the Rainmaker
that is a
right
really
back.
dangerous drop right there.
Yeah, I'm assuming just a little misinput. I'm not assuming it's, but as I was saying earlier, there's a lot of areas where they can hold and just kind of keep control of the map. But we'll see here as they push through if they can get through that.
Alleycats bring out their Kraken right now as they are sniffing out the Rainmaker holder and anybody they can right now who are up around that spinner right now. The pencil still trying to get chip damage, but gets taken down by the blaster.
Yeah, and it's just again, it's just a tough part of the map to break through. You can see it again. I mean, they put that Kraken in there. You got the pressure immediately in there. And on top of that, if you're just trying to go forward, I mean, they got people on the grates. It's just been a real challenge to get through there. But Yellow's playing it really well, I will say. But Purple, I mean, still got a chance. I think that they still definitely have the spacing needed. But
Alleycats is doing a very good job at holding back Lovestick right now with stopping the Rainmaker getting any more points right now, as their lead is very, very small margin right now.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a small margin, but in the the grand scheme of the game, it's pretty big. I mean, like that again, I keep harping on it, but it's just a really strange part of the map to push through. I think honestly, if they hold strikes and strike those great areas, I think that'd be a great way to break in here. Or they can almost.
30 seconds are left on the clock right now. Alleycats and Lovestick right now are still fighting it out very aggressively on both sides, trying to get that Rainmaker pushed through, but it's still not very successful. As we can see, the ink strikes are out, and they are trying their hardest to get through, but are not very successful, and they get stopped once again.
Yeah, no, it was a good play.
Inching those points forwards, though. Do they have enough time to do this, or do you think that they will not be able to take this game right now?
You can see here they're not going to be able to take this game. It was a great play, though.
They took it back just as I said that. They just ran away with it.
Poor timing, of course, unfortunately. But I think, it was a great game by Purple. I honestly think that last push was a really solid idea. I think I think those strikes should have come out earlier on those graded areas and those areas again that you can just kind of hold very easily if you're defending the podium. But all in all, still a great idea, great last minute fight. It's just a shame, that the push at the end there. I think it was a little bit rushed, the push at the end, nevertheless, but still a great fight.
Yeah, feeding can really cause your team to be wiped out a lot faster than you want it to be. Getting staggered and just jumping in and trying to get picks at the end and panicking is really not a good idea on Rainmaker, because theoretically you can get wiped very easily if you are way too close to the Rainmaker when the enemy team pops it, which can cause your progress that you have been pushing up forward to be completely nullified. And I feel like the turntables of Rainmaker is a very interesting concept, and how it can happen in an instant, essentially, that your team is losing even though you were in your favor the whole game.
Yeah, and also I think the thing is you have sodas as well, and you kind of get into a mindset where the deaths don't really matter as much. I mean, you're respawning faster, obviously, you don't have that special gauge, and sometimes that kind of plays a little bit of a factor. I'm not saying it did there, but it sometimes can play as a little bit of a factor in your mind as how valuable your deaths are. But overall, again, just a great game.
I feel like it's really dependent on weapon rolls as well. Certain weapons are essentially created to go in and die, but that's if you are doing it with value. I feel like if you're going in and dying with no picks, then you're doing it for no reason, you know?
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I think again, weapon rolls are a big part of it. I think again as well. I think especially sometimes with some of these games I watch, because I coach my team a lot and I see it a lot. It's just I always see it with sodas. It's just a lot of deaths, and while sometimes that's a good thing, it's sometimes you need to learn to chill out a little bit and calm down. I'm not saying that's what happened in this game in particular, but it also is something that I've seen happen a lot. So.
No, I completely understand that. As we see, we are going straight into Game 3 right now. I'm excited to see what they're bringing out for this map right now as we go into Undertow Spillway.
Let's see here. All right, I like this. This is a good comp here, and both decent
Very
picks.
similar, very similar comp from both teams, except for a few differences. Having that custom range blaster being brought out right there instead of the vanilla.
Yeah, for sure. And I think honestly, having a regular blaster as well can be pretty good if you're going to see a lot more aggression from it. It's going to play farther up. You're going to see a lot more speed, that means. But as you can see right now, kind of sticking towards the back. I'm interested to see how that changes throughout the game.
There might be a lot of bloodshed.
100%. I hope so. You got a carbon roller. You got a blaster. Now's the time. Now's the time to get in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As we can see, Lovesick currently was pushing that Rainmaker, not very successful getting it with no points on the clock past mid right there, as they kind of just moved a little bit sideways.
Yeah, a little bit of a interesting part of the map, given that you have that split in the middle, it's hard to kind of get a push coordinated together. It'll be interesting to see who gets it together first. I'm sure it'll happen right now, as we can see here, with the push. All right, yeah,
absolutely. The Kraken, no, it's okay. The Kraken being brought out there from Alleycats. I don't think they managed to get any kills from it, or really Space, essentially. I don't think they would be able to get too much value out of that special just now.
Yeah, but it was the right play. You want to make that space for your Rainmaker. The opening was there. It was a 2-on-1, just a little bit unlucky. I think next time, that similar play is going to work out for them. They just need to keep going with it.
I'm very surprised with how aggressive that Neo Splash is really positioning, considering, honestly, from what my old teammates really said, was it's a paint bot, and a special bot. So seeing it play a little bit more aggressively is an interesting view to see. As we can see, Alleycats has just taken checkpoint 1, and they are still keeping that momentum right now.
Yeah, I mean, Neo Splash, it's really good. I mean, you have a couple weapons here that kind of, if they're going up and being more aggressive, they're not going to be able to paint for themselves. So it's something that's really important to have up front, is also paint, with that front line. And it's doing a really good job of doing that and providing that, and giving the opportunities for the weapons to really shine.
I feel like this little nook in the corner here, getting back up to that final podium is one of the hardest bits to get over on this map, especially if you're taking it over on the side that they are on currently.
Oh,
They're
100%. So
also
many.
they're also trying their best right now to stop Alleycats from getting the push that they want, while also simultaneously trying to keep themselves alive and get more space, pushing them back ever so slightly, inch by inch.
Yeah, right now you're in a position where you're near your spawn right now. You just got to take it slowly, play together, find your picks, and then slowly break through. I think that's what's going to work out best for them right now. But as you can see, a little bit separated. Not entirely sure why. May just be a little bit of miscommunication there. But honestly,
Yeah,
if they can just keep together for a little bit, they should be fine.
yeah, that carbon was positioned really far forward there. I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, no, I mean
I
it happens.
understand. Sorry. Like,
So it happens a lot with weapons like that. You're just trying to get
continue.
aggressive, trying to take space. I 100% understand it. Keep on starting with that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Carbon roller can position and shark very far up, but it's also the risk of getting picked off accidentally or someone finding you.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree. As you can see here, I think purple's getting ready for a push here. You saw the sodas come out. Now the Zuka. They're taking a lot of space here. Let's see if they're able to pull it off. Yeah, pushing this, edit back into a corner. And oh, interesting play from the carbon, but it doesn't really quite work out for them.
Yeah, looks like is really struggling to get that Rainmaker past mid and get more points on the clock. As we can see, they've actually only chipped only 1 point off of the counter right now, whereas Alleycats have pushed the Rainmaker to 37, and they have 40 seconds left on the clock right now. Do you think that they are going to be able to get the push that they want today?
Definitely not. I think that last push. I mean, this is just a thing of where you got to understand what you're pushing. If you're pushing a heavy at it, it's got a really fast kill time. You can't just kind of pull W into it. You gotta throw a bomb at it, displace it a little bit, and when it's displaced, push up. I think there was a little bit too much time between when it got pushed into that corner and when the carbon came in. Just a little bit of unlucky timing. But as you can see here, I mean, the carbon's pushing through. They're getting their kills they need.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But as we can see, Alleycats is successfully taking that wipe out. I was about to say that they're 3 down, but as we can see, they got wiped out, and Alleycats has taken game 3.
Yeah, close set for sure. A lot of fun. Both teams played pretty well. It's just, I think a couple things to work on if you're the purple side. That timing, unfortunately, on the edit really cost them that last push. I think just kind of being a little bit more aggressive in those situations and getting up there a little bit faster to finish those kinds of kills off, and not letting weapons like that reset is crucial in those kinds of situations. But overall, both teams played a very, very good game.
I think accidentally ignoring a weapon such as heavy edit is a really, really bad thing, especially if you're trying to build a push, because theoretically that edit can be the most dangerous player on that game, especially if that teams are down and they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100% agree. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just one of those weapons where you just don't want it to get set up. You don't want to fight it on its terms because again, that kill time is brutal. It can control paint really well. I mean, you just want to try to get that thing off its game as fast as possible. And I think they did a good job at the start, and then it just kind of, unfortunately, that second part of the push wasn't really there. But again, they were able to initiate pushes. They were able to get space when they wanted to. It's just a matter of extending that now. And I think going forward, they should be able to do that with a couple tweaks.